Alright, what is going on YouTube? BackSlash coming at you with my first video on this channel today. We're going to be looking at Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 serves as a prequel to the Jujutsu Kaisen anime series. It introduces a number of backstories and characters that we haven't yet seen in the anime series. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 has been made into an animated movie though. It's separate from the series, but it's just the backstory, some background to some characters. The specific character Yuta, and then Rika is another character that we get to meet in the story. I would definitely recommend that you guys go ahead and read this along with going ahead and checking out the movie as well, as it gives you a very good background to Jujutsu Kaisen and the series in and of itself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Jujutsu Kaisen 0, a plot overview and just what you guys can expect from reading this. So diving into the main characters that we get to meet in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the main one that it focuses on is the guy on the cover, Yuta Okkotsu. He's someone that as of right now has not been introduced into the anime series. Obviously he's been in the movie because the movie goes over Jujutsu Kaisen 0, but he has not been introduced in the anime series quite yet. It's because he's traveling abroad. He's studying, I believe it's in Africa, with another character named Miguel, if I'm not mistaken. So it's really cool to be able to see this character that gets introduced way down the line and see how he first gets introduced to Jujutsu High. Along with Yuta's introduction, we get introduced to Maki, Panda, Toge, Rika, Gojo, and Geto in this serialization of the manga. The last three characters that I just mentioned, Rika, Gojo, and Geto, are the focus of this volume of Jujutsu Kaisen. Rika is a former friend of Yuta's that turns into a curse and attaches itself to Yuta. Without spoiling too much, she plays a very large part in the story of Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Along with that, Gojo is essentially the head teacher at Jujutsu High at the, I believe it's the Tokyo prefectural school that they are at. And it's where Yuta, Panda, Toge, and Maki are at. We get to see them interact a little bit, especially Maki and Yuta, which, you know, it's kind of cute to see them interact and stuff like that. We very quickly learn that Gojo is an absolutely amazingly cool character. Again, I'm going to try and keep this light on spoilers and light on time, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. I just kind of want to give you guys a little overview of this, essentially. So we do learn that Gojo is pretty sick, very cool character. Yuta is also a very cool character. He's really cool. And then Geto, the person that I also mentioned, is Gojo's former best friend and former sorcerer at Jujutsu High, who was expelled because he did some bad stuff to people. And now Geto is essentially on a mission amassing a massive army of curse users and curses to try and cleanse the world of normal humans, kind of on a little bit of a genocide train there. We see this conflict and we get to see an absolutely crazy conclusion of the story. And so that's kind of the largest conflict that it comes to at the very end. We also get to meet a character named Nanami. He's in this, and I think that's it from the main series that I can remember. At least we get to meet some other characters, but from the main series, it's Nanami, it's Panda, Toge, and then Maki, as well as Gojo. Geto in the main series is slightly different, which, you know, I'll get into that later. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, so that's kind of the character overview and the plot overview. And now I kind of want to look at the bang for your buck. Like, what are you actually getting when you buy this? Because, you know, obviously it would be cool to start at, you can start at 0, you could start at 1. No one's gonna know, you know, most people are not that into, you know, this type of stuff, and so they're not gonna know if it starts at 0 or if it starts at 1. So, do you really need to buy it? I think that's a phenomenal introduction into the Jujutsu Kaisen universe. I think it does a really good job of exploring things without overcomplicating anything, and because of that, I think this is one of my favorite volumes to kind of come back to. It introduces a really kick-ass character in Yuta, and then we get to see Gojo kind of be just like cold as hell as well. Along with that, we get to kind of see Geto and Gojo's like final, I guess, showdown, if you want to call it, in a way, which is, you know, interesting to see. And I think that it is actually one of the better pieces of manga that you can pick up without breaking the bank. So if you're going to start a collection, I think this is definitely one of the better books to start a collection with, especially because the Jujutsu Kaisen books are not like insanely overpriced. Like, you can find this one on Amazon right now for $7.49, and it's 200 pages. It gives you 4 chapters, I believe. 4 chapters? Yep, gives you 4 chapters. You'll go through it in less than an hour, but I really do think it's a really good starting place. All of Jujutsu Kaisen, like all of them, are either $9.99 or lower. It's not like anything crazy with, like, you know, like Vagabond or Fire Punch that start like $12, $14, $15 at some points. You know, there is a lot of them. There's 22 or 23 total volumes now, if I'm not mistaken. So it is gonna run you up a check, but it's one of the series that you can kind of collect over time. You get $20, you can go buy 2 of them. You know, well, you need, you know, after tax, you need like $22, but you get what I'm saying. So I think this one is a really, really good starting point if you are trying to get into Jujutsu Kaisen and you're not trying to break the bank. Along with that, if you want to go ahead and just watch the movie Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and then dive into the anime series, I don't think that's a bad way to start it. I would definitely recommend, though, that you start with the anime series and then go there and then come back to the movie. I think it just makes more sense that way. That's how they released it, and I think it's a better way to look at it, and you'll understand a little bit more about what's going on in the universe and stuff like that. So I definitely think that's the way to do it. But again, you don't have to pick this up. You can go ahead and watch the movie. Go watch it on Crunchyroll. I think they probably have it on Hulu or something like that. They have the dub out. You can watch it in English. Very easy to watch. Very good movie. Also, it's like an hour and 49 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Super quick, run through it. It would take you way less time to read the book, but hey, if you don't want to spend money, then I think that's the way to go. So overall, I'm going to rate this a 9 out of 10. I think it's because of this added backstory that we get with Suguru, Geto, and then Satoru Gojo. I think I might have just flipped their names around. Anyways, I think that it's really good. And then the introduction of characters like Yuta, and then getting to see that he has a little bit of not a relationship, but like he has friendship with Maki and stuff like that. I think that's really cool to see. Because, you know, Maki in the actual show is kind of just more of this kick-ass, like, I think she's a second-year character. She's got some stuff going on with her clan, like the Zenin clan and stuff like that. And then you have, like, you don't really get to see these, like, softer sides of these characters, which I think is something really cool that we do get to see in this book and then in the movie as well. So there we have it. That is a very quick and brief overview of Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I'm kind of doing these for all of them, by the way. I have right now I have 1 through 8. I'm getting 9 and 10 delivered today, so I'll be able to crank through these over the next like week or so, hopefully, and get them out to you guys. So yeah, stay tuned for those. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Peace out.